juice stand.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo,
Welcome to. Hey, what do you got at the juice stand?
Everybody always says that whenever I get into like Overwatch and stuff. It's annoying.
No, nobody plays Overwatch. Hey,
Hey.
so yeah, what is your award? Oh, wait! Breaking news. Ryan is in the chat. Says Little Caesars wings are not good.
what the fuck?
Man, Little
What a
Caesars
dark
is
day.
great.
I
It
know.
was a dark day.
The second I saw the Little Caesars pizza, I thought, oh, Kevin's got to be there.
Yep,
I love Little Caesars, man.
that was his plan the whole time.
So anyway, like when this discussion started up, I had to Facebook my friend because I couldn't remember what movie it was. But he's like big on like people who won't shut the hell up in theaters.
Mhm.
And like there's these girls, I think they were like teenagers, and they were like on their phones the whole time, and like the bright light and shit always bugs the hell out of me.
Yeah, that's why they say you shouldn't
Sure.
text during, like, even though it's silent, you shouldn't text because
Yeah,
of all
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Like if you got something important, like I don't know, I've always like throw up my hoodie, or like in the winter like throw up my coat just to like block the light or whatever. So, and these girls wouldn't stop like laughing and shit.
Ah.
So
Sometimes I will turn down the brightness of my, just in case before the movie starts.
Yes.
I'll turn down the brightness
Yeah.
all the way,
Yep.
just in case I have to check something.
yeah,
Then I
'cause
don't blind
you
everybody.
never know.
Every now and then I shouldn't even say now and then. Once in a blue moon, I'll get something and it's like, oh shit, this is important,
Yeah.
And I'll have it cranked all the way down.
Yeah, I feel a text come in or something like that, and I'll just look at it real quick, and if it, like, see who it is, and just keep it in my pocket or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's it.
But so then like they just wouldn't stop. So he like I always love seeing movies with him because like he'll be the one to like stand up to this stuff,
Yeah.
Because there's like some people won't just do shit, but so then he like leans in forward and tells them to like shut the fuck up or whatever, and like like you're really annoying us or whatever, and they just wouldn't stop. So eventually he started like reading their texts out loud, like the girls are just like, and this guy will not stop reading our texts or whatever, and he actually like said that out loud just to get him. And finally they did stop, but like. I don't know. There's
Yeah.
just people need to like shut up when you're in the theater. I hate.
Just watch the movie. That's what I always like. If you're not into the movie and you'd rather be texting or talking or
fucking
something, leave.
Leave halfway through if you leave by the halfway point, you probably get a refund.
Yeah.
So go home.
Exactly. You can do all that stuff. You can talk and text anywhere but the theater.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Something else talking about screen brightness.
yeah.
Something that I do feel bad about, and this is going to sound weirdly specific. Weirdly specific. I wear an Apple Watch now.
Yeah.
I wear it every day. And at a theater, it's really not much of a problem. Just do that,
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
got a jacket. If I don't have a jacket, it's just, as long as I don't go like that, it doesn't really turn
Yeah.
on. The one place I feel bad at Disneyland, on the Indiana Jones ride,
Yeah.
I feel bad because every bump
It's
fucking
just-
turns it on, and it is blinding bright in that. It gets dark, boom, 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 and the motion turns it on, and it's like, fuck, I'm sorry. I feel like an asshole because I'm turning on this bright light in people's eyes, So I do feel bad about that. I also feel bad. Side note, I feel bad anytime a girl in front of you has long hair on that ride.
Oh, because
Right?
Mhm.
Because I'm the kind of person, I hold on to the thing as it's bumping and stuff. I do. That's just, when things in motion, I got to brace. And I feel bad because if you got long hair, man, it's getting pulled.
Yeah.
Because I touched that thing and it's like, oh, your hair got under my hand and then it went like that and I probably ripped hair out of your head. I'm sorry, but you know what? Don't have long hair.
The biggest time I feel like an asshole at Disneyland is when the rare occasion, my flash is on auto or
I
on
know!
or something. So I'll like take a picture of something in a ride or something, and I'm like,
Because I never have that on.
because
Yeah.
I hate people who take pictures
Yes.
of flash on rides. Cannot stand it. So if I take a picture and that flash goes off, I feel like the
Yes.
biggest asshole.
Yep.
I cannot stand it.
Yep.
Doesn't happen often, but when it does, oh my
Most
God.
glorious moment. We could go off on tangents about Disneyland all day, but I will say, pivoting on that subject, most glorious moment was being at Disneyland on the Haunted Mansion, and there was a girl and her friend that got on the ride with Oh my God. This sounds made up. A phone case that was made of lights. Literally, it goes around. Tell me if you've ever seen this before.
No.
It's a phone case for your iPhone
Yeah.
that has LEDs around the rim of the phone. So when you do selfies,
What?
it lights you up. She had that and was doing it as people were getting in the ride, and it was like, nope, no flash, please. No flash or lights, please. Like the employees kept saying it as they were getting on the ride, and then going on. And then we got into the room, the perfect room for an incident to happen. It is the seance room where all the cars are going around. That's a great room for something to happen because everyone is in a group facing each other. You're all going around one platform. And she turned that on. Yay! All right, hi, yay! And I wanted to yell because you're wrecking people's experience.
Yeah.
So I wanted to yell, but at the same time, it's Disneyland, and I don't feel good about raising the aggro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Expelling anger, it's like, there's kids, and there's, and then someone yelled, "Turn that off!" And then as soon as someone did that, I felt like, oh, well, they already did it. Turn it off! I yelled that so loud that people were laughing around. And then everyone joined in. It became a chorus. Everyone in that circle yelled, "Turn it off!" And then she turned it off. And then everyone clapped. And it was like, oh, that was a fun moment. That was a great moment. Could have, didn't know how to escalate it. But the applause and everything, everyone was laughing about the situation. It was pretty fun. Why would you think that's okay, though? Why? How deluded are you as a person that you're sitting in an attraction that is categorized by its darkness, and you're sitting in there with a group, and you think you can turn a giant bright light on? Why would you think that? Yeah. How lost mentally are you that you think that's okay? Like, I don't. I guess it's, I know we're talking about Disney, but I guess it's seven shades of the same shit. It's an experience in the dark that is ruined by someone's disturbances. Yep. So I guess it's the same thing, But it's like, why would you think that it was?
It just doesn't register for some people.
Yeah. The staff talked to her at the end of the ride too.
LED light or for your phone? I don't understand. Like for a phone case, I don't get it.
I mean, if you want that in your day-to-day life, I ain't gonna stop you. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just like a selfie stick. Everyone raged about selfie sticks. Hey, if you want to have that on your day-to-day, I don't care. Like, dude, that's what. Yeah. If that's what you're into, go for it. I ain't stopping you. When I saw someone walking down the street with a selfie stick, I think that's weird, but so what? Like, okay, whatever. It's a tool to take a picture. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I was all for the ban at Disneyland when they banned those.
Oh, yeah.
Because I went to one fireworks show.
Yeah, and had a big
8 people went.
Yep.
And it's like, look at all the kids that are standing around me that can't see. I mean,
they have a GoPro in their face.
I can't see, much less the children. And that's how I always think of the children. It's like, okay, I'm selfish. All right, fine. What about me? Sure. But if you're doing something that is a detriment to the enjoyment of children at Disneyland, that's extra. In the movie Home Alone 2, where she says good deeds on Christmas Eve count as double.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do something that fucks with people at Disneyland, that's one thing. If you do stuff that fucks with kids at Disneyland, that's a double. That you've sinned. That's a 2x sin.
Yep.
And so when I saw that during the fireworks show, I was like, all right, ban these. Kids can't see. Ban them. Yep. And sure enough, they did. But also, it was a danger to people on the rides.
Yeah. They were like selfie sticks on rides, and they're hitting stuff. And
actually, on that subject, now you got me fucking started. Something that happened, I don't know if we ever talked about. I feel like you were gone, or you were in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But they experiment with shit all the time at Disney World. Disneyland, they don't really have the room to experiment that much. Mm-hmm. They'll try fucking, weird things in Florida that before they bring them here. Yeah. Because it's almost like, well, it's all a bunch of tourists here. If you do stuff that doesn't work at Disneyland, then people hear about it.
Yeah.
It gets rough. Because there's such a dedicated community around Disneyland. But Disney World in Florida, they try stuff, and one of the things they tried was the cabanas. Did we talk about that? You know about this?
Vaguely, no. But
They tried doing a thing. They've been trying all these things to kind of like, what's like a cool upsell? Like, here's, you're already going to the park, but here's an extra thing you could buy. In Florida, there are a couple dead zones in their Tomorrowland, and they set up cabanas in them. They like straight up like you go to Vegas, like poolside, there's like cabanas.
Yeah,
it's like that, cabanas with like misters in, at the front of it, and they put in like vintage Disneyland posters inside of them. But you go in, there's like lounge chairs, there's like a little fridge with drinks in it. It's basically you can pay to have a cabana for the day. Hey, at any point, take a break, go chill in the cabana. They bring you free drinks. It's a place to chill. Now that makes sense to me at a pool. You want, if you want to pay a little extra and have it by the pool. I've done that before in Vegas, and it's really nice because you can like go in the pool and then chill in your cabana. The mister's hitting you. That's actually where I played and beat Peace Walker on PSP. I was on vacation in Las Vegas, and that was the best vacation ever. Laying in my cabana, playing Peace Walker. Obviously, if you're going to play a PSP game, you want to go to the Vegas poolside. But anyway, whatever. So, like, it's really nice. Well, at Disney World, they were like $600. And again, you get all these perks for doing it, but it's like, do you need that bad? Like, It kind of seemed. But also, it's kind of trashy to put tents on park property. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like. I don't know. Like, they do have, Ryan is right, they have a lot more open space in Florida. So, yeah, they couldn't get away with it at Disneyland, I don't think. Unless they put it extremely hidden away somewhere. But in Florida, people are going into Tomorrowland and seeing these tents, and it's like, it just kind of seems, I don't know what you think.
That's stupid.
I just kind of felt like, I get, like, you want a place to get away, you're at a theme park all day, you want a place to rest. But I just feel like at that point, stay at a cool hotel. And just monorail it over, I don't know. I just feel like that seems a little unnecessary. Anyway, they just announced 2 days ago. All right, it's ending. We're not doing that. So it's like, oh, the experiment failed. I mean, who was doing that? $600? Who was doing that? And there was a rumor they were going to try at Disneyland, but it's like, well, if you're spending that, like they would tuck them away. Like they were even talking. Like one of the rumors was like, on like the roof of a Adventureland building, so you can't even see it. It's like, I guess if you don't see it, maybe it's okay. But again, if it's that much money, stay at the fucking Grand Californian and go walk there. I don't feel like it's as valuable in California. You could get to your hotel pretty quick from Disneyland. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is they ended it, and so everyone went, well, see, it wasn't popular. See, nobody wanted it. I have heard rumors from people behind the scenes, cast members. I've heard that they closed them for two reasons. One was, maybe the opinion of them wasn't too high. But two, I heard that a guy took two girlfriends into one of those cabanas.
I was going to say that,
Enough said. Apparently there was an incident that escalated how quickly they took the cabanas down. And it's funny because I wouldn't have even, it's Disney, and so I think it's all Disney to me. So I wouldn't have even had anything racy in my mind. Like the cabanas, I never would have even thought that would happen. You know what I mean? But you can close them up, but to me, it's all Disney. So that could never happen. But it's like, well, no, you're giving your guest the power of the property there. Like
you give them a private space.
Anyway, I guess I don't think you'll see that on any news sites. But from what I have heard, there was an incident, and like people were like, "Oh, we didn't even think about that." So, not good. Don't do bad stuff.
Nope.
Anyway.
Well, thank you guys. I just thought I'd
Ryan
share that.
Ryan says in the chat, people fuck at Disney every day. Oh yeah, Ryan. Oh, you know examples where? I remember reading a website once that was like trying to be edgy, and it did have like, here's where you can fuck at Disneyland. I read it like a top 5 article.
I think right now I said like, it was like, all these hacks and stuff to do things you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, if you can sneak in these little bottles of alcohol and put them in the Dole Whip, have a alcoholic Dole Whip, and it's just like,
oh, cool.
Cool.
You did it.
You did it.
I see stuff like that all the time. That's like, yeah, here's how you get fucking edibles into Disneyland. It's like, I don't know. I just go and I go on the rides.
Have fun. Yeah.
I don't know. But it was some list like that where it was like edgy shit.
Yeah.
This was in like 2001. I think I read this.
Really?
I mean, it was a long time ago. And I remember one of the things, the number one thing on the list was It's a Small World.
Yeah.
And it was such a detailed it was like, all the rides have cameras and night vision, and sometimes people hiding and they're watching you. But Small World, in the middle of it's so old, they have not installed security implementations. And halfway through the ride, I forget what country it was, but it was like, we can confirm there is no security visibility. So on a day where there's no one in the park, this is where you get nasty. And it was like, it being Small World by nature wasn't enough to have you not do that. Like security was the thing that got you to not go. I don't know. I would be scared. I would just be. I mean, all those kids singing to you. If you're already alone on that ride, it's already scary.
Yep.
You don't need security to make it scarier. It's already every child of every nation is looking at you and singing. Like, anyway. But I just remember it was like, we checked and there is no... I think there's one building according to this article, there was a building in Small World that is actually a security tower. Like, there's some structure
that's in the ride
where security can actually watch through it and look at everybody. And I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. But I guess after that, until the end, there was no security. So yeah, get fucking nasty. Okay. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Juice Stand.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, guys.
No
Take
problem.
care.
Thank
Juice Stand. Oh, the Juice Stand at Disney. That's where you can get fucking nasty.